When we're in the middle of a crisis, we look even harder for people and sources of information we can trust. All those briefings by public health officers and political leaders are must-see TV for lots of Canadians who are trying to navigate this uncertain future. In Canada, they happen in English and French and in sign language. The sign language interpreters have become increasingly visible and popular in this crisis. Mike Drolet explores what a lifeline they are for the deaf community.
For every grim-faced politician with even more grim news, a silent partner stands to the side, a lifeline to the deaf community.
And especially in a time like this, when there is a crisis, who's the most vulnerable people is those people that don't have access to information.
And while the deaf live in silence, COVID-19 has made the world even quieter. With so many people wearing masks, it's near impossible to tell when someone is talking. Doing groceries, with access rules changing daily, can be confusing, if not terrifying.
And so you go in and it's kind of like a gamble, right? Do I go to the right? Do I line up here? There's, if somebody says something to you because you've been in the wrong place, you don't know why you're in the wrong place and you don't have the information. They may be talking to you, but you're not hearing what they're asking you to do. So there is heightened anxiety.
That anxiety has been all but ignored amidst all the stories being done on interpreters. They've become a thing, with headlines lauding their personalities. You've likely heard of Nigel Howard in BC, who's become a celebrity with fan pages and posters. And a U.S. interpreter with an uncanny resemblance to David Letterman became clickbait.
Christopher, do you have a minute?
All this was before Ontario's Doug Ford gave interpreter Christopher Desloge a premier pat on the back.
My friend, you're a champion, you're a rock star.
Now, there's no question Ford was being sincere. But like most hearing-able people, he played into a stereotype the deaf community often complains about, that their language is entertainment.
Our top story tonight.
Our top story tonight.
Bellissimo Francisco Franco is still dead.
Interpreters are expressive by design. They wave their arms and make faces. It's part of their language.
For some people, affect is the tone of your voice, but for other people, affect is the words you choose.
And while Windsor interpreter Rebecca Stuckless grew up with two deaf parents, she still defers to interpreters who are deaf because American Sign Language, or ASL, is their first language.
Let's not kid ourselves. People are always looking for inspirational porn. We go to the internet for that. We're always like, where's the feel-good story? Oh, look, it brought tears to my eyes. We all need that. We need that positivity.
The deaf community needed the same thing as everyone else, information. The day after Ford's praise, viewers wondered what happened to his interpreters. Physical distancing rules meant they were moved to another room. And technical challenges mean they're available widely to the public only via the province's YouTube page. In Saskatchewan, they didn't even have an interpreter at all, leaving the deaf community to look elsewhere.
A friend of mine, she had to watch the Los Angeles news because they had the interpreter on the screen full time.
After a few complaints, the problem was rectified.
New infections are starting to level off.
There are more interpreters working now than there were a month ago, using a sign created specifically for this pandemic.
My understanding, the sign for COVID actually came from Chinese Sign Language.
But knowing how to sign COVID is one thing. Knowing you're getting all the life-saving information that comes with it is another entirely.